The year is 1924. A single decree, issued in Ankara, ends 13 centuries of sacred history. One man, the last to carry the title Amir al-Mu'minin, is given hours to leave the city he was born to rule. No throne, no palace, no nation, only exile. And the question every Muslim still asks: what happens when the shadow of the Prophet's successor disappears from the earth? The Caliphate was never just a crown. It was the living bond of the Ummah, the institution that began with Abu Bakr Siddiq in Madinah and stretched across continents and centuries. By the early 20th century, that bond rested on the shoulders of one final figure, Abdülmecid II, a man of faith, art, and quiet dignity. He would become the last link in a chain that reached back to the first Khalifa ar-Rashidin. November 1922. The Sultanate has already fallen. Mehmed VI has left Istanbul on a British warship. The Grand National Assembly searches for a way to preserve the spiritual heart of the Muslim world. They turn to Prince Abdülmecid, cousin of the last sultan, a scholar, a painter, a calligrapher trained in the classical traditions. On 19 November 1922, he was elected Caliph. But the terms are clear: spiritual leadership only, no worldly power. He accepts with the solemn hope that the Ummah's unity might still endure. 16 months later, 3rd March 1924. Inside the Turkish parliament, the vote is taken. The Caliphate is abolished by law. Within hours, the decree reaches Dolmabahce Palace. Abdülmecid and every member of the Ottoman dynasty, 156 souls, are stripped of citizenship. Their properties are seized. They are ordered to leave the country within 3 days. No time to pack a lifetime. No farewell to the city of the Prophet's dream. The last Caliph boarded a train bound for Switzerland, then France. Behind him, the minarets of Istanbul fade into the horizon, perhaps forever. He settled first in Territet, Switzerland, then in Nice on the French Riviera, later Paris. The man who once walked the halls of Topkapi now lives in modest apartments. He paints, he writes memoirs, he clings to the daily prayers that once echoed across empires. The sources of the time speak of financial hardship, of a life stripped of royal privilege, yet never stripped of faith. He remains a symbol, not of lost power, but of patient endurance. Across the Muslim world, hearts ache. Scholars gather. In 1926, in the shadow of the Kaaba, the Mu'tamar al-Alam al-Islami is born, an attempt by voices from India, Palestine, Indonesia, and Arabia to keep the spirit of unity alive, even as the institution itself lies in exile. August 23, 1944, Paris. World War II rages toward its close. Abdülmecid II, aged 76, suffers a heart attack in his small home. The last Caliph of Islam passes away in a foreign land. His body is taken to the Grand Mosque of Paris. For days it rests there, a silent witness. Eventually, he is laid to rest in Madinah, the city where the Caliphate itself was born 1,300 years earlier. The chain that began with Abu Bakr Siddiq ends where it began, under the soil of the Prophet's city. No more Amir al-Mu'minin walks the earth. This was not merely the fall of a dynasty, it was the closing of a chapter written in the blood and prayers of 14 centuries. The last Caliph left no empire, no army, no treasury, only a reminder that true leadership in Islam is measured by service to Allah and the Ummah, not by palaces or power. So let every believer reflect. The light of the Caliphate may have dimmed, but the light of La ilaha illallah still burns.
Carry it, protect it, and never stop praying for the day the Ummah stands as one again, guided by the same spirit that illuminated Madinah in the time of Abu Bakr and sustained Istanbul until the final night of Abdülmecid II. Amin.